Hi everyone, it's me, West Coast Mom, and today we are in my kitchen to do some blocking. So I did this Tunisian crochet graph of Totoro at the request of my son, and it's going to be a cushion cover. And so this was my first try at Tunisian. It really wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty easy, even with the color changes and everything. And really, honestly, if I can do it, anybody can do it. But what I did notice that I had issues with is the tension, especially in the center here with the character where all the color changes are. And I found that after I finished my work, it was pretty bowed in. It wasn't like a perfect square. And it's kind of wrinkly, just like it always is. So after all this work, I'm gonna make this work. I'm not taking this apart and doing it again. So, like some of you, I know you're gonna try and find a way to make this work. So with tension issues, blocking is the way to go. All right, so what I did is to set this up, I found some old cardboard in the garage, really thick so that my pins can go through, and I pinned it down the correct size, which in this case happens to be 12 inches square. Now, you can use all sorts of things. Apparently you can buy all sorts of fancy things too, but I bet you probably have something in your house that will work. An old yoga mat, anything basically made out of foam or styrofoam will work. Like if you have some packaging from something, some styrofoam will work. It depends on the size. Or if not, you know what? The dollar store has some great things. It has those little mats that you kneel on to do gardening. Those are made out of foam. In the children's section, I have seen those swimming kickboards and even some cheap boogie boards, which are either sort of a foamy or styrofoam. I don't know exactly what it's made of, but those will work as well. Basically, you want some sort of material that you can push your pins in, and that's what I have here, because you have to pin it down to what you want it to be. And now this is not the first time I've blocked it. I'm on my second round now, and before I had to kind of really stretch it to make it work. And so I've got it here pinned up, and already I've noticed a difference. So once it's pinned down, oh, you know what? I've even seen people pin it to their mattress. They put a layer of saran wrap underneath so you don't make your bed wet, right? Or you could even do it on a sofa cushion. Basically something that you can pin it to. All right, so some people just spritz it with water. I don't have a spritzer handy, but that would work, and you just let it dry in place, right? You don't want it, I guess, too wet. I mean, you just want it damp, I suppose, depending on how much you want. I've seen people use an iron on the steam setting, and that would work as well. So speaking of steam, I have this steamer. This is by Philips. It is a clothing steamer meant for travel to steam your clothes. Now, I'm sorry, this is so old that I don't even remember where I got it from. Like, we're talking 15, 20 years old. All right, so it will work for this. So what I have to do is I have to take the lid off. I have to put some water in, because this is what's going to create the steam. All right, so there we go. We got some water in there. Let's see, how does this go back on? There we go. All right, and so we're all set up now. I'm gonna plug this in, and then we're gonna steam away. Okay, we're back. I've had to plug it in and wait for the water to boil. So the water is now boiling in here. I can actually hear it bubbling, and it's probably hard for you to see, but I can actually see the steam come out because, as you know, it's the boiling water that creates the steam. Now, my work is propped up not only for you to see, but also because the nature of this particular steamer is it must be held in this upright position. I can't hold it horizontally because all the boiling water comes out, and you would spill and you would hurt yourself. Now, speaking of which, just like steam can burn your skin, it can also burn your work. So make sure you're not putting this right up against it. Just like some people that use an iron on the steam setting to block their work, you wouldn't actually press the iron down to do that. For me personally, it's easier to bring out this little thing to block my work rather than the iron, and because then I have to get out the ironing board, and you know, that's just too much work. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go close, and I'm gonna go up and down to basically put the steam up against everything. All right, now like I said, this is my second time going over this because I just wanted to sort of see how it worked, and I was like, wow, this really works quite well. And so, like I said, the blocking is forgiving of your tension issues, because like I said, this was my first try at Tunisian crochet, it's not perfect, but you know, it was a lot of work and I'm gonna make this work. So blocking is what's gonna help me make this work. All right, so I can feel this, that it's actually kind of a little bit damp, and that's what you want. You want to get this a little bit damp. And I believe the premise is that the moisture loosens up the fibers and puts them in this position that you want. So, and like I said, it shouldn't look so strained, and it's already helped a lot already. So, and I know the big issue is right here with all my color changes. Now, the nature of this design, which is kind of weird because it's got this upside down handle, I can't do the bottom. So what I'm just gonna do is flip this over. I have it propped up against some things here in my kitchen. All right, and then this way I can do the bottom side. All right, and I just do the same thing. I just go over it, steaming it. I'm not actually on the fabric. I'm not rubbing this or ironing this up against the work. I'm just getting close to it so that the steam accesses it and can make this damp. Let's see. Yeah, I can feel that it's a little bit damp. And oh, my pins are coming out there. Let's put that back in. All right. And like I said, I'm especially going over this area because that is where, for some reason, my tension seemed to get tighter. And it just tightened up there. All right, and then so what I would do is, after I've done this, I'm just gonna let it dry, and it should be much better. And when I unpin it, it should be more flat and it won't bow in at the center. Now, this is not complete. There are some appliques going on this pillow. If you're interested to see my progress and the finished product, just be sure to check out my Instagram and you'll see photos of it there. I'll be sure to link to give you the information below. All right, so this is a really easy way of blocking. There isn't a lot of setup, and this is easy. And like I said, I just do it in my kitchen because that's where the outlets are. All right, so thanks very much for watching. See you next time.